Hello and welcome back to Voices That Lead. I'm Narelle Henry, founder and clinical director of Kevria, and today's episode is one I'm genuinely excited to share. At Kevria, we believe leadership isn't a title or an organisational layer. It's a way of showing up in the world. It's courage, curiosity, and compassion in action. It's the ability to lead yourself before you lead others. Last year, we launched our pilot leadership program, a bold step towards growing our own leaders from within. Leaders who truly understand the sector, the work, and the deeper purpose of what we do. Today, you'll hear from two remarkable graduates of that program, people who have stepped into their strength, found their voice, and are already shaping the future of Kevria. But first, to help us frame today's conversation, I'm handing over to someone who has been instrumental in designing this program and stewarding our evolving culture, our extraordinary people and culture lead, Andie McDowell. Andie, over to you.
Thank you both for joining today. We're going to do a quick introduction. So let's start with you. Tom, tell us a bit about yourself.
Hey guys, so my name is Tom. I'm Kevria's finance officer, or one of Kevria's finance officers, and I also help out in the HR department with interviewing and recruitment, things like that, and other little bits and pieces around the business with whatever needs doing. So I like to jump in and help out wherever it's needed, but mainly in finance and HR.
Love it. Yeah. And Tegan, over to you.
Yes, so I am a behaviour support practitioner with Kevria, and I've been doing that for about 3 years now. Really enjoying that journey, working with clients, other therapists, stakeholders, families, educators, all things like that.
Great. And we'll stay with you for now. So what would a typical week look like for you in your role and any other things that you're up to?
So weeks are pretty busy, get up to quite a lot, juggling therapy sessions, meetings with families, trainings, also educating myself, so like professional development. I'm currently studying a Bachelor of Psychology and I'm in my 4th year of that, so that keeps me also very, very busy. But yeah, it's all stuff that I really enjoy doing, so it doesn't feel like too much work.
Amazing. And so, sorry, just quickly back to Tegan. Have you been studying while you've been working at Kevria the whole time?
Yes, yeah. So I came to Kevria, I think I was in my 3rd year of uni. So I've been studying while I've been doing that. I did take some time off to travel and things like that, but I've kept working the whole time.
Amazing. Thank you. Tom.
Thankfully, I finished uni, which has been a big upgrade for my life. But I finished my business degree and went into the finance department here with Kevria. A typical week for me is we run payroll in the finance department, which is a big job, preparing that and then doing corrections after the payroll. We track client budgets as well, make sure that clients have got sufficient funding to meet so they can have the services that they want delivered. Like I said, helping out with recruitment as well, interviewing. I also do a lot of courses in my spare time around marketing and finance, accounting, just all the different disciplines within the business world, just to make sure my skills are staying sharp. Lots of time in spreadsheets, which is fun, and then time with people as well, which is also good.
Awesome, thank you. And so you have both just graduated from the Kevria Leadership Program, 12-month program, so quite a big commitment. What motivated you or inspired you to get involved in that program? Tom?
I think a commitment to lifelong learning is something that I value a lot. I think that becoming stagnant wherever you're at in life is just really not going to lead you anywhere good. So I think that I'm always looking for opportunities internally and externally to just upskill myself and keep my skills sharp. Hence why I do the courses online. So then when I saw this leadership scholarship, I was like, oh yeah, be great. And I know that leadership is such an important part of professional development as well. Wanting to further my career, I know that usually the further you want to go within your career, the better you have to be with people, leading teams. So I really just recognise the value that this program would have for myself in my personal and professional life. And the other big reason for me was I've always admired how Brent and Narelle have run Kevria, and I really thought this was a great opportunity to kind of have them take me under their wing a bit and learn from them about just how they do what they do and why they do it. So yeah, it's been great to be able to learn some of those things about what makes Kevria so great, so I can take those forward.
Great. And so in that learning, what would you say leadership does actually mean to you?
I think leadership for me, I think a lot of us hear the word leadership and we understand it, how it relates to other people, about leading teams, leading groups, leading companies. I think for me, leadership begins with the self. It begins in the mind. It begins at an individual level, and becoming clear of who you are as a person, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your direction is in life, personally and professionally. And once you've got that sense of direction and drive, then you're able to lead other people, because people want to follow someone who knows where they're going versus someone who doesn't know where they're going. So I really believe it starts with having a really firm understanding of yourself and where you want to go, where you're going, what your mission is. And then from there, it's being able to rally other people around those common goals and that common mission and bring them along for the ride as well.
Great. Yeah. And that first level of the program has been very much so around self-awareness. So I think you've called that out really well there.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Tegan, so what inspired you to get into the program, and what does leadership mean to you?
Very similar to like what Tom was saying. I think that placing an intention on something that you want to improve is really important. I'm a very big believer in like nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you don't push yourself, if you don't get out of your comfort zone, then you're just going to stay the same and stay stagnant and get bored. So yeah, it was really about increasing my self-awareness. I don't like typically see myself as a leader. I'm more of like a supporter and do like my best to kind of help make an environment really supportive and calm for other people. But by doing like this course, it was kind of able to like reaffirm to me that like that is like a type of like leadership, and that I can lead that way. I think it's very easy to think of leadership as this like big scary word, and like you don't know like if I have the skills to do that, or I have the confidence. Like I'm not the smartest person in the room, I'm not the biggest person in the room, but it's more about those personal values and like morals that you bring and how that impacts the people around you. So yeah, I think doing this course has really helped me, I guess, come to terms with what leadership means to me, and I guess also just learn about our team at Kevria and the different types of leaders we have. We have such a diverse group of people with different experiences and skills and values, and sometimes that can be really difficult. Like you can butt heads with people and things like that, but everyone is super accepting and really, I guess, open to learning and trying new things and making room for other people, which is great.
Yeah, and I think a shout out to both of you for applying for the program, knowing that you didn't have that traditional role. You know, you weren't in a team with reports, and I think that sometimes can be a bit scary. You know, like, am I worthy to be in this program? There was an application process. There was, you know, only limited spots as well. So I think for you to put yourselves out there and back yourselves is really, like, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And what's been the biggest takeaway from the program? We'll stick with you.
Yeah. So I think like a really big like takeaway for myself was just understanding myself more, and kind of getting that confidence to just be able to back myself, like, and also just change my perception of like what a leader is. Like a leader isn't like this firm, hard like rule, like this person who like knows all the answers. Like I can still bring those values that are really important to me, like being empathetic, communication, integrity, things like that. There's all like room for it, which has been amazing. And I think a massive takeaway, like I mentioned, was understanding the rest of the team and how everyone else leads and things that they may be struggling with or skills that they're looking to develop. I think when you're able to have really open conversations like that, it allows you to understand like, oh, that person's, they're working on that, and that's so cool and that's great. So yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, it's nice sometimes and comforting to realise that everyone's a work in progress, you know, and the best leaders are those that, you know, like you said before, Tom, are curious, have that mindset of growth, and that's exactly what you've just covered there. So thank you. Tom, what about yourself?
There's been so many, it's hard to pinpoint one or two, but one of the terms we spoke about early in the program was metacognition, and it means thinking about how you think. That, for me, has been a really big one. Like, being able to consciously create a window between decision and action, or ideation and action, and make sure I'm assessing where the decision comes from, making sure it's not the result of any kind of bias or any other thing that could be discolouring the decision. Whereas before, I used to run a bit on autopilot when I was making decisions, whereas now I feel like I'm a lot more conscious of my decisions and making sure they're coming from a good place. And the other one for me would be that, and I've spoken about this a lot, is that you don't need to be the subject matter expert to be a leader.
Yeah.
You can be relatively new to an industry and still be someone who can inspire and empower and uplift and lead others well, even if you're not the expert at it. Yeah. So that's been really empowering for me, being a fairly young professional in this industry, and it's kind of helped me do away with the imposter syndrome a bit. It's made me realise, like, no, I can lead well, even though I'm fairly young. So it's built my confidence a lot in helping me redefine what leadership really is. It doesn't necessarily mean expert, subject matter expert. It's an empowerer. It's someone who can, as I said at the beginning, rally other people around a common goal and a common mission. And you can do that whether it's day one of your career or you're a seasoned veteran.
Exactly. No, that's so true. And I think you spoke a bit about the automatic response that people sometimes have. And I think in one of the sessions we spoke about unconscious bias, and there's so many of them. And it's not a problem, but it's about recognizing that they exist and challenging that way of thinking critically.
Yeah.
So that's very true. And throughout this program, you would have also been switching between working on the ground in your roles and then stepping out into that broader macro environment leadership lens. What skills and leadership capabilities do you think are important in the industry?
I think that this industry attracts a lot of people who are they enjoy working with people. And I think, therefore, that it's important for leaders in this industry to just get those soft skills really, really airtight. Just being appreciative of other people, saying thank you, not overlooking those little pleasantries of working with other people, because there are so many people in this industry who want to come and do a good job and make the lives of other people better. And they want to feel like they're able to achieve that, because sometimes in this industry they're not getting that sense at the job, because maybe they came in with a grand vision that they'd be able to help a client with a major goal, and they just haven't been able to do that. But they still want to have that sense that they're doing good work. So I think it's really important for leaders to help people recognise that they are doing a good job, and focusing on praise and that praise to criticism ratio, making sure that they're uplifting people even when maybe on the ground they're not feeling so good about the job they're doing. So I think it's, in this industry, it's really important just to get those little subtle pleasantries really important, making sure we say thank you to people, making sure that people feel recognised, and recognising there are a lot of people in the industry who have a big heart and want to feel like they're doing good work, and making sure that we actually are recognising people for that work and making them feel valued.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know one thing that Narelle's really passionate about is lived experience, and sharing the lived experience of everyone within the industry, but that also goes towards the people working within it as well.
I think Kevria now, we're bringing out a recognition program to do just that. We want to make sure that we're actually recognising people, especially in parts of the business where normally they wouldn't be recognised by the whole company. So I think that's been really well received by everyone. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Great, thank you. Tegan?
I really agree with what Tom was saying. This industry can be really hard. It is a industry that draws a lot of people who have a lot of compassion and a lot of care for other people. So to be able to do that, you really do have to make sure that you're looking after yourself and you're looking after your team members. Sometimes you can be putting so much of yourself into a job that you kind of forget the really important things like your work-life balance, checking in with your friends and family. So I think having leadership roles within this industry, that they should really be focusing on, I guess, creating that culture that promotes positivity and promotes that it's okay that like everyone's going to make mistakes. We're all human, but it's about what can we do after.
Yeah.
Like we can't keep thinking about the past things that we've done and they might not have worked, or the mistakes that we've made, but what can we do like in the future? And I think that is like a testament to how quickly changing this industry is as well. You kind of can't really like get settled. You have to always be ready for change, and the more that leaders kind of encourage that ability to accept change and to feel comfortable never being settled, creates opportunities for growth. It creates opportunities for people just to keep getting better at what they do, and then it also like helps prevent things like burnout. It helps prevent like really hard situations for people. I think
definitely. And I think we've spoken about the term compassion fatigue. And that's definitely something you've both described there, as leaders need to be aware of that. They need to be aware of where their teams are at, where each other are at, and where themselves are at as well. So that's some great reflections there. Thank you both so much, and congratulations on the program. And I know there's lots of other exciting things coming up, so really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.